All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Shakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, tell us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work, Hashem Yahshua, because they shall rise first. To the men, women, children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he's coming back to deliver us out of the captivity that we're in. My name is Micah Allah Ben Gab Ben Yasharala, Church of Philadelphia, camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. All right. And I entitled this The Anger of a Righteous King, Josiah. Down with your idols. All right. And I'm going to come out the book of, we're going to go to Second Kings. All right. Start there. Second Kings. And I want to hop in the 23rd chapter. Because as reading this, you see the anger of a righteous judge, a righteous king, and Yahweh is the ultimate king, man. All right, and you know, how does it say that? Like all the idols, going in Hosea, we went a whoring after different gods, you know, we do all these things. And we're in this end time where the Lord Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shah back to take away all these idols forever. All right, even though he gave them, Jeremiah prophesied about them. Every prophet prophesied against these idols, man. All right. And coming to these up and coming times, they're all going to be destroyed. They're going to be slaughtered, man. All right. And the Lord is he's never that you're never going to hear the names of these idols again, man. All right. And I just thought, reading through it yesterday, because Josiah, right, was a heavy king, and around Josiah's time, you had Zephaniah. All right, so if you know anything about Zephaniah, you read the book of the prophet Zephaniah. He was on the scene around when Josiah was king. Actually, Josiah was prophesied about, to come and uh, to do what he did. That's what we're about to read. All right, and he was a young king. Josiah was only 8 years old when he came into, into his rulership. All right, but this is it says Josiah was a king of Judah. He reigned from 640 BCE to 609 BCE. So BCE is before Common Era, but you have a lot of, um, like the world today. They be like, oh, BC, that's before Christ. AD is after death. No, BC stands for uh, BCE. Salakia. BCE stands for before Common Era, and AD stands for Anno Dominion. All right, which is the like a era that's after the Common Era. All right, the era that we're in now. All right, so like I said, and what we're about to read about happened in between 621 BCE, you could say 623 BCE, when Josiah he snapped. All right, now like I said, he came into power in 640. All right, BCE when he was 8 years old. All right, and now let's read that. This is Second Kings chapter 1. Second Kings chapter 22 and verse 1. It says Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 30 and 1 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jedida, Salaka Jedida, the daughter of Adiah of Baskath. All right, so you look those things up. But my main thing is what I wanted to bring out is the reason why I'm doing this video, because the fierce anger of the Lord, all right, which Josiah, like I said, he was prophesied about to come and take these idols down, man. All right. And when Josiah did it, he had no mercy. All right. He had no mercy on the other idols. This is after Solomon's reign, and this was still the first temple was still standing. All right. The second temple wasn't bought up yet. You know, this was still in the reigns of the first temple. Okay. So it's the Second Kings. Hey man, let's just start at the top. Let's go through the whole 23rd verse. Through the spirit, man. All right. So it's the Second Kings, chapter 23, and verse 1. It says, and the king sent, and they gathered unto him all the elders of Judah, of Jerusalem, and the king went up into the house of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, and all the men of Judah, and all because like I said, Josiah was the king of Judah. All right. Oh, suck it. It says, and all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him, and the priests and the prophets and all the people, both small and great. And he read in their ears all the words of the book of the covenant, which was found in the house of Yahweh Shem Shai. So what book is that talking about? All right, it's talking about the laws, man. The law, statutes, and the commandments. All right, the Torah, the Torah. All right, which is the first 5 books of Moses. And the Passover, the Sabbath service, which the Passover is involved in the Sabbath service, and you read out of the book of the laws, man. To have the people, to remind the people. The people is always supposed to be reminded of the laws, statutes, and commandments, because Israel is hard headed. You always got to remind them, unless could they forget. All right. It says, and the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before Yahweh Shem Shai to walk after Yahweh Shem Shai. Now, this reminds me of matter of fact, because when you go into Exodus, right? It tells you, it says, choose ye this day. Moses told the people, choose ye this day who ye shall serve. All right. And the ones that didn't do it, give me 1 second. But the ones that didn't do it, the earth swallowed them up. Oh, bear with me. Matter of fact, you got that one. Hold on, I don't want that one. Bear with me real fast. It was at Mount Sinai. I know it's in Exodus. Because he made a covenant right there, okay? And the covenant is a promise. You cannot break your I think this is it right here. You cannot break your word. A covenant is like your word. All right. That's your bond. Okay. When you make a covenant with the Lord, and that's why when we was given the law, statutes, and commandments at Mount Sinai, okay, the Lord basically told you if are you going to be on this side or are you going to be on that side, and even going into like when Yahweh Shah was born, even to right now, man, our people still stiff-necked, they're hard-headed, they do not follow law, statutes, and commandments. And this is just a little history for you, a little history lesson, because it's nothing new under the sun. But I really want to find this one particular verse. Matter of fact, you know what? We're using Joshua. We're going to go to that one. The one in Joshua. Because Joshua, and yo, guess what? Joshua's name is what? Yahushua. But he's not the Hamashiach, which Hamashiach is what? The anointed. Okay. But Joshua was, all right, he was a deliverer. All right, so this is Joshua chapter 24 and 15. All right. As soon as his phone start acting right. 24 and 15. All right, here we go. Joshua chapter 24 and 15, which reads, now check it out. We're going to start at verse 14. All right, to back up what I'm reading in 2 Kings chapter 23. All right, when Josiah made a covenant with Yahweh. All right, so here it goes. Joshua chapter 24 and 14, it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood. You know, it says, and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh. All right, so that's what we're supposed to be doing. All right, it says on the other side of the flood, because we were delivered out of Egypt. You know, it was Joshua was just, hey, his name means deliverer. All right, but he's not the Hamashiach, which is Yahushua, Hamashiach, which is the one that's coming back to deliver us. But don't get it twisted. Joshua, yes, he was a deliverer, okay? Because through his hand and everything, but the Lord put the spirit on him to help us. Well, he guided us and everything with the spirit on him. All right, and that's why the spirit has to be working with you. All right, a lot of people get envious and mad and jealous when the spirit is not working with them because they want that. All right. This is a precious thing. This is a beautiful thing. This is a jewel that the Lord gives you. All right, it's not for everybody, because it's like giving a drunken man a Bentley and telling him to take care of it. No, he's going to abuse it. All right, but it says, verse 15. It says, and if it it's like it says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. All right, and say, watch this. And this is a beautiful connection. All right, let's keep going. In Joshua 24:16, it says, and the people answered and said, the Most High forbid, all right, the power forbid that we should forsake Yahweh to serve other gods. Now, listen, you're choosing a side. And I always tell people, listen, man, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right, you cannot serve the Most High and other gods. God and mammon is money, and that's the love of money is the root of all evil. There's nothing wrong with having a couple dollars, because the kings, look at Job. He had money. Our ancestors were rich, man. We're rich, but they were physically, like, you could see their money. I said, they dripping and all that. They had it, but they didn't take it to their head, man. Everything that they did, and that's the reason why they're so great and always reverence stuff, because they didn't. That was just, it was given to them. All right, check it out. Even with Job, it was stripped from him, and he kept it pushing. All right, so check it out. It says, verse 16. It says, and the people answered and said, the Most High forbid that we should forsake Yahweh to serve other gods. Hey, Shalom, my brother. It says, for Yahweh our power, he it is that brought us up and our fathers out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sights, and preserved us and all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we passed. And check it out, man. And that's why, yo, that's beautiful, because when you really sit and think about it, when we was in Egypt, right? All the gods that they were serving, and this is such a key point, man, because all the gods that our people were serving in Egypt and all that, the years that we was there, over 400 years, right? They didn't deliver us. They couldn't even deliver their own people. You know, those people, they died, man. Their gods went down with them, and even then, the Lord showed us like what He did, like open the sea for us, fed us with manna, made water come from a rock. All those things He did for us. And guess what? Our people still, oh, nah, I don't know. I'd rather go back to Egypt. What's they going to be saying now? The same thing is about to happen all over again. That's why the scriptures are repetitive. It's generation to generation to generation for these stories and these scriptures to be spoken about to our children and our children's children. All right. And your children's 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 children. All right. So anyway, let's hop into 2 Kings chapter 23. I'm gonna try to breeze through it, because going back to like Joshua, the idols and everything. But look what, and the reason why I want to bring this out, because Josiah was such a righteous king. The things that he did to the idols and to the people that already had perished, and their bones and all that worship those idols, he wasn't having it, man. All right, so check it out. This is 2 Kings chapter 23 and 1. It says, and the king sent, and they gathered unto him all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. And the king went up unto the house of Yahweh by Shemuel Shah, and all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him, and the priests and the prophets, and all the people, both small and great. And he read in their ears the words of the book of the covenant, Salakia, which was found in the house of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what? That's that's the first temple. All right. It says, and the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before Yahweh to walk after Yahweh and to keep his commandments and his testimonies. All right, the testimonies is what? The everything that was said about us and that was said to happen, because testimonies, you testifying. So he was telling like everything that was written down, and it was written about Josiah to come into power. This book is a book of prophecy, man. All right, even down to right now. All right, we're still in prophecy. We're living prophecy. We are living prophecy. All right. And all these things that you see and everything is prophecy, man. All right. You have righteous kings, you have wicked kings. All right. You have righteous Israelites, you have wicked Israelites. To this day. All right. To this day. Until we get into the kingdom, then all will be restored. All right. But it says, to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes, law, statutes, and commandments, with all their heart and all their soul, to perform the words of his covenant that were written in this book. All right. And that's what we're supposed to do. Performing the words of the covenant that's written in this book. What's the book? Right here. See that? Right there. Because this book right here, this is a book of history. This is a book of your ancestors. All right. That's why they write all these different other books and all that. If matter of fact, if you really actually watch that movie, Birth of a Nation, the Nat Turner story. And it's the scene on there when the Edomite woman, because Nat Turner knew how to read, man. And it was an instance on there where she brought him into the house, and there was a whole like a library full of books, right? And he went and started looking at him. He's like, oh, she's like, oh, no, that's not your book. Those are our books. And she gave him, this book is written by us. What would you say? This book is a fubu for us, by us. All right, and it's given to us by Yahweh Bashim outside, Bashim, Tarakakadash. All right, but let's keep going. I don't want to ramble. It says, in the king of Shalaki, that were written in this book to the covenant. Shalak, and all the people stood to the covenant, and the king commanded Hilkiah, the high priest, and the priest of the second order. All right, which the high priest, Hilkiah is a high guy. All right, and the keepers of the door to bring forth out of the temple of Yahweh by Shem Shah all the vessels that were made for Baal, and for the groove, and for all host of heaven. And he burned them without Jerusalem in the fields of Kidron, and carried the ashes of them to Bethel. All right, so look, this was from the king commandment, man. The king Josiah. All right, and he was a man like us, flesh and blood. So how much more the orders of Yahweh in that time? All right, and he told him, yo, he ordered him, yo, bring those things out of Israel, and I'm gonna burn them in front of you. All right, which reminds me of the scripture says, who will not be utterly, the Lord will threaten, and who will not utterly be beat to powder at his presence. All right. Going to verse 5. This one's getting heated right here. Because Josiah wasn't no joke, man. He was a righteous king, and he had righteous anger. All right. A man like King David. All right. Check it out. Verse 5, it says, and he put down the idolatrous priests, put him down. Matter of fact, you know what? You might have to read this in the NLT as well. Because Josiah was going in on him. He was going hand Josiah on land. And my grandma used to say, nigga, I'll land you. Yeah, Josiah was about to, he was going in on him. Because, and guess what? He had to cleanse the wickedness out of Israel from the kings that was before him. But it was prophesied about Josiah to come and do these things. All right. So we said 2 Kings 23. I'm gonna stay in the KJV, and then I'll read in the NLT as well. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this real fast. Verse 5, then I'll hop in NLT to read it to you as well. It says in 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 5, it says, and he put down the idolatrous priests, whom the kings of Judah had ordained to burn incense in the high places in the cities of Judah and in the places round about Jerusalem. Them also that burn incense unto Baal, to the sun, and to the moon, and to the planets, and to all those hosts of heaven. So, it's nothing new under the sun, man. That our people still do the same thing to this day. All right. And that's why they get so angry with them. Heavens. So they worship. That's why the Romans always talk about, the gods and all that, because when you go back into Genesis, right? The elect was after Yahweh. It was you got she's the ancient of days. You have Yahweh, who's he's the Alpha and Omega. All right. Then you have the elect. They under him. Which they all of them was given jobs to create this place. Okay. But these people, they worship the planets, the stick, like that's just something the Lord gave to you. All right, told you to make it. All right, so let's go back into the KJV. These people worship that, and they make gods for that, from their own hands, man. We don't worship the sun, we don't worship the moon, we don't worship the stars. We worship Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. By Hashem Harachak, that's the one that told us to make it. Lord's will not be a part of that number, man. You know? But that's who we worship. The Father and the Son, man. Nothing else. All right, because they're worthy to be praised. All right. Verse 6 it says, and he brought out the grove from the house of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, without Jerusalem unto the brook Kidron, and burnt it at the brook Kidron, and stamped it small to powder, and cast the powder thereof upon the graves of the children of the people. So the ones that had something to do with building them and was in charge of burning incense and all that, he stomped them out. Then he poured the powder in their grave. So he defiled their graves, man, because they defiled Israel, and they was defiling the ground. You know, their very bones defiled the ground. All right, for serving these freaking other gods, man. That's how deep it is. All right, and that's why the Lord, when He comes back with His anger, yo, man, He coming with the thunder, man. All right. You're about to see just how much thunder He come with. It says, and He break down the houses of the Sodomites. See, and it's American not full of Sodomites, man. So it's nothing new under the sun. It says He break down the houses of the Sodomites that were by the house of Yahweh, where the women wove hangings for the grove. And yo, the nigga woman, so she loves Sodomites, man. That's her best friend. You know, and it's no coincidence that she was right there. They was living right next to her, you know. Verse 8, it says, and he brought all the priests out of the cities of Judah and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense, from Jeba to Beersheba, and break down the high places of the gates that were in that were in the entering in of the gate of Joshua, the governor of the city, which were on a man's left hand at the gate of the city. All right, so that was on the left hand side. Yo, they did everything on the left hand side. So King Josiah had to come, and it was prophesied that he would do these things, take them down, burn them, completely F them up. Which, when Yahweh sends Yahweh Shabbat, He's the deliverer. All right, He's going to take these idols down forever, and they're never ever going to stand again. All right, and this is a story, man. Just yo, and this like right here, this is a man, a righteous man, and it's His anger, but the Lord had put His indignation on him at the time, not. 23, 2 Kings 23 and 9 says, nevertheless, the priests of the high places came not up to the altar of Yahweh in Jerusalem, but they did eat of the unleavened bread among their brethren. And he defiled Tophet, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire to Molech. So he was putting everything in order, putting everything in check. Because right now, what the women do now? They want to make their kids and you know what you got to do. You know what your children got to do to get those high roles, man. Which all those things are coming out now, and that's why the Lord is coming to shedding these other nations. You know, we're separated apart. We're not like these other nations, man. All right, I say we're not like you guys. You know, and it's just sickening, man. You know, it's sick, this place, man. And matter of fact, our people are fighting amongst each other and this and that. It's fucking sick. And because they come from right here, our ancestors, what we're reading about. Because some are righteous, some are wicked. And this just what we're reading about Josiah. He was a righteous king, man. All right, and he came into power at what, 8 years old, which 8 represents what? Glory, man. All right, and he did glory unto Israel by taking promise because of these things that he did. Because after Josiah was laid to rest, with our ancestors, he went to sleep with our ancestors. Right? Uh, had the entering of the at the entering in of the house of Yahweh by the chamber of Nathan and burned the chariots of the sun with fire. All right, so he burnt up the different idols, but whatever Israel gave the kings of Judah before him that gave to sanction these things that happened, he got rid of it. All right, to take away reproach from Israel and his seed, while he was reigning. All right. It says in the altars that were on the top of the Slakia, and the altars that were on the top of the upper chamber of Ahaz, which the kings of Judah had made, and the altars which because they basically just did the Lord's house dirty. It's about the temple. Why did the temple got destroyed? Temple, but going to another topic, but that temple got destroyed. This is the first temple, all right? And they defiled it. All right. Courts of the house of Yahweh did the king beat down and break them down from thence and cast the dust them into Kidron. All right, so when he broke these things down, and because King Josiah was sanctioned to really go in and clean house, the Lord's house. He cleaned the Lord's house. What Solomon was, that's what we're talking about, the first temple, what Solomon was allowed to build up. All right. And that's where we at right here. BC era. All right. Verse 13, it says, and the high places that were before Jerusalem, which were on the right hand of the mount of corruption, which Solomon, the king of Israel, had builded for Ashrath, the abomination of the Zidonians, and for Chemosh, the abomination of the Moabites, and for Milcom, the abomination of the children of Ammon, did the king defile. All right. So King Josiah, he tore all those things down because our beloved brother, Solomon, right? He built all these things up to his women. Because Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, man. And these idols that we're talking about right now, Solomon built up to his concubines, man, which were lower level wives. That's why the Lord told us, like basically, them women that are away from you, all right, they turn your mind away from you, especially in flesh. And all that. We're never going, they're going to be subject to us, because we're going to have, the Lord's going to give us, like I said, give us new bodies, our mind and everything. It's going to be completely focused on him, so we'll never go off, we'll never sin again. That's why we're never going to die. All right, and that's why Josiah got so angry, but the Lord put the spirit on him, so he had to tear these things down, man. All right, verse 14, check it out. It says, and he break in pieces the images and cut down the groves and filled their places with the bones of men. See that? It says, and he break down, and he break in pieces the images and cut down the grooves and filled their places with the bones of men. All right. So the men that served them, because first of all, those images were already dead. So he filled them with bones. Bones is gone, they're dead. All right, this is verse 15. It says, moreover, the altar that was at Bethel and the high place which Jeroboam, the son, he made both that altar and the high place he broke down and burned the high place and stamped it small to powder and burned it, and burned the grove. All right, so that's what makes me think the Lord shall threaten, and who shall utterly be beat to powder at his presence. All right, because he was looking at Jeroboam like, you did all this, man. He stomped it to powder, man. So how much more the fierce indignation of Yahweh, all right, when he sends Yahweh Shah back to tear down all the idols of this nation now. All right. All the idols of this nation that we see each and every day, man. All right. It says in Josiah turned himself. So like it says in Josiah turned himself. He spied in the sepulchres that were there in the mount, and sent and took the bones out of the sepulchres and burned them upon the altar and polluted it, according to the word of Yahweh, which the man of the Most High proclaimed, who proclaimed these words, told us. No, let's read this first, because I want to get that. It says, hold on, or plus, I'm going to get 16 sepulchres. All right, so you get a better understanding of that. Let's get it in the KJV first. So yo, the Lord tell you, be angry, but he sends Father, what's over there? Yo, this
9:13. Kever.
All right, which is grave. All right, grave sepulchres, tombs. So this remind me of the song from Grave Diggers. He said, "You trying to haunt me, nigga? I ain't trying to." Salaki. But he's basically let's keep going, man. All right, so let's read this here. Where we was at. 2 Kings 23 and let's start at verse 15 in the NLT real fast. It says, the king also tore down the altar at Bethel, the pagan shrine that Jeroboam son of Nebat had made when he caused Israel to sin. He burned down the shrine and ground it to dust. And he burned the Asherah pole. Then Josiah turned around and noticed several tombs. See that right? That's crazy. As he was enraged, man. That rage of Yahweh Shem Shah. It says, then Josiah turned around and noticed several tombs in the side of the hill. He ordered the bones, he ordered that the bones be brought out, and he burned them on the altar at Bethel and desecrated it. This happened just as Yahweh Bashim Shah had promised through the man of God when Jeroboam stood beside the altar at the festival. Then Josiah turned and looked up at the tomb of the man of God. See, because they was all basically buried kind of in the same spot. So those tombs that Josiah saw, he disrespected them. That how these niggas now, these drill rappers, they be like, oh yeah, I killed so-and-so smoking on this, and then they go and piss on their enemy's grave and everything. This basically Josiah, he did worse than that, you know? And man, check it out. But look what he did to the man that prophesied that he was going to do these things. It says, then Josiah turned and looked up at the tomb of the man of the Most High, who had predicted these things. So he prophesied it, right? What is this? What is that monument over there? Josiah asked. And the people of the town told him, it is the tomb of the man of the Most High who came from Judah and predicted the very things that you have just done to the altar at Bethel. Come on, man. You know? You can't, check it out. I'm gonna keep it in the NLT right now. All right, because man, it just breaks it down so much simpler for you. All right. It says Josiah replied, leave it alone. Don't disturb his bones. So they did not burn his bones or those of the old prophet from Samaria. Then Josiah demolished all the buildings at the pagan shrines and the tombs of Samaria, just as he had done at Bethel. They had been built by the various kings of Israel and had made Yahweh Shemashah very angry. He executed the priests of the pagan shrines on their own altars, and he burned human bones on the altars to desecrate them. Finally, he returned to Jerusalem. God damn. So that's a king. That's a righteous king, Josiah, man. He did all that, you know, because our people was going off, and not and how many bones you think is going to get burnt here in Babylon? Because this place is not only is it going to be a desert, the way the Lord is he's going to burn this place utterly, man. King Josiah dug up their bones, put them on their altars. That you want to sacrifice this one, and you want to sacrifice that. King Josiah's like, man, fuck that. I'm burning your bones, you know. But the man of Yahweh, you know, whose bones was you know, who was in the tomb, he turned these saws like, who's that? You know, and guess what? The way the way it's prophesied, because he allowed that man's bones, because that man prophesied about Josiah coming to do everything that he did, and it was prophesied from Yahweh by Samuel Sal. When you really go into the 22nd verse, when you go into 2 Kings 22nd verse, and you read through that, when King Josiah, when the book was given to him, the book of the law, he got angry. And this matter of fact, what we're reading about, this happened around 623 BCE, all right, before Common Era. All right, the year 623 BCE. That's when these events took place. All right, so you look it up for yourself. Okay, but the reason why Josiah, like when he was like, "Oh, who is this?" They said that's the man of God. So said, it prophesied that you was going to do these things to this place that you have done. He let his bones alone. Then he took the other bones, he burnt them, he desecrated them. But it was prophesied in verse. Matter of fact, you go to 2 Kings 22. Check it out, verse 20. If I'm not mistaken, it says 2 Kings chapter 22 and 20. It says, "Behold, therefore I will gather thee unto thy father, and thou shalt be gathered unto thy grave in peace, and thine eyes shall not see all the evil which I will bring upon this place." And they brought the king, they brought the king word again. All right, because when you read from the beginning of verse 22, it's telling you like Josiah, when he heard, like he read the book and he saw all the evil that Israel did, he rent his clothes like, because that's what he used to do. He used to rent our clothes, and that's a sign of mourning. And he sent Hilkiah, matter of fact, the high priest Hilkiah. Who else did he send? There's a couple other brothers he sent. He sent Hilkiah to Shaphan, the scribe, and they sent them to go inquire of the Lord for him. All right, and they brought him back that word. So that's one of the reasons why he ain't touched them the brother's bones that prophesied about him coming to to do the things that he did. All right, to that place, and that's why we prophesying, because we are a prophetic people. All right, all the prophets they come from Israel. All right, the prophets of Baal come from other nations. They're not going to last, man. All right, they're definitely not going to last, and they're going to be destroyed, man. You know, if the Lord hasn't sent you to do His work, and to prophesy the things to come, and they do happen, then you're a prophet of Baal, man. All right. So Lord's willing, this was edifying. Just that was just a little glimpse of the past of a man in the flesh that Yahweh sent. Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Chavadah sent a king that took the words of the Lord seriously, man. Because you got a lot of Israelites, but they don't take the words of the Yahweh Bashem Shai seriously. They still think it's a goddamn game. They still worldly, man. But their time is coming real soon. Just be patient and wait for it. As the book of Habakkuk, 2 and 3 says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall speak and it shall not lie. All right. So Lord's willing, this is edifying because the Lord's coming back to wreak havoc. So Lord's willing, it's edifying. You got something out of it. So that with that, and read the Kings, man, the Kings Chronicles, and look up dates. All right, that's how you learn, and that keeps your mind occupied, so you don't. You're supposed to be occupied in prophecy until Yahweh Shem Shah comes, and that'll keep you at ease. The more you read and everything, and keep your mind focused on that, you don't got time to worry about what everybody else is talking about, because you understand prophecy and you do your lessons and you just stay in your lane. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders of great millstone. Shalom to the elect. To the men that died doing the work, Yahweh Shem El Shai, they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, is delivered. To the next lesson, I'm going to say Mawafa Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.